Now this one comes from none other than the Prince of Preachers himself, Charles Haddon Spurgeon. He talks about something, I guess, that took place in history in Edinburgh in the reign of King George II. There was a grocer by the name of George Dewar who sold tea, sugar, other articles, groceries, and dealt extensively in garden seeds. Now, underneath his shop, he had a cellar in which he had a great quantity of his merchandise. And one day he desired his maidservant to go down to the cellar and with a candle fetch him a supply of a particular type of soap. So the girl went down to do her master's bidding, but she imprudently did not provide herself with a candlestick, and therefore found it necessary, while filing her basket with pieces of soap, to stick the candle into what she thought was a long bag of black seed, which stood by her side. In returning, both her hands were required to carry the basket, so she had to leave the candle where it was. And Mr. Dewar saw her come up the trapdoor without the candle, so he asked her where she had left it. So she told him that she put it in some black seed near the place where the soap lay. He instantly recollected that this black seed was gunpowder, and he knew that a single spark falling from the candle would blow up the house. He also knew that the candle, if left where it was, would in time burn down to the gunpowder. To fly, then, was to make the destruction of his house and property certain, while to go down and attempt to take away the candle was to run the risk of being destroyed himself, for he could not tell that a spark was not to fall the next instant into the gunpowder. He made up his mind, and in a moment he descended into the cellar. Therefore, there he saw the candle burning brightly in the midst of the bag of the gunpowder. He approached softly, lest by putting the air in its motion, he might cause the candle to sparkle. Then, stooping with the greatest deliberation over the sack, he formed his hands into a hollow-like basin of a bedroom candlestick and clasped the candle between his fingers. He thus had the chance of catching any spark which might fall. None, however, fell, and he bore the candle away in safety. Now that comes from Spurgeon's Sermons in Candles, I think. Anyhow, C.H. Spurgeon, page 20 to 21. I'll zoom in on that reference for you. If you can read my writing. Even I can't read my writing. Well, kind of blurred there. I think it's called Sermon in Candles by Spurgeon. Now, what does it illustrate? Well, it illustrates explosive situations as a pastor or lay person, or even if you're not a pastor or lay person, it doesn't matter. Many of us have been in these explosive situations where if you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, everything will explode. Thank you for listening to this illustration that was given to us by none other than the Prince of Preachers himself, Charles Haddon Spurgeon. End of video.